Good evening. A very warm welcome to Work on Workplace Relations with Aastha, the weekly live show. And we are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook all at the same time. So, waiting for all of you to join in. Until the time you all join in, I quickly want to let you know what Work on Workplace Relations with Aastha is all about. Yes, as the name suggests, it's about working on your workplace relationships because that is so important. It is foundational to creating a favorable workplace experience. Yeah. And underlying at the core of workplace relationships is your relationship with yourself. So, this live session, this live show every week is all about picking up some aspect of your work life, of your own life, and identifying where are you stuck in your relationship with yourself. Yeah. And what must you do, what must you look at so that you're able to move ahead in your relationship with yourself, and as a result your workplace relationships and maybe every other relationship outside. Whatever is happening outside is a reflection of what's going on within. Yeah. So that's what it is about. A very warm welcome to those of you who are joining in. Hi Arvind, welcome. Thank you for joining in. So, drop me a hi, those of you who join in. Let me know when you're coming in. I would love to welcome you. Thank you for joining in. Once again, we are live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. It's the weekly live, Sunday, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, Work on Workplace Relations with Aastha. And today, what are we talking about? So, we are going to be talking about not advancing and feeling stuck in career. If that's something that resonates with you, if that's something that you are feeling, then I just want to delve a little deeper into it and share a few perspectives here, and also want to hear from you. What exactly are you going through? If that resonates, what is your experience? What are your thoughts? Any perspective that you have, please go ahead and share that, so that it's a discussion. We're able to really get something out of it. I don't want to be the one speaking only. Okay. Lovely. So, not advancing and feeling stuck in your career, if that's what you are going through, um, and if there is a pattern that you are observing, and why this topic came up again, I was talking to one of the leaders, and he was experiencing something like this, and he was experiencing a recurring pattern that any organization that he went to, yeah, it all started very nice. It was all great. Yeah. But over time, the end, when he would switch the organization, it was distressing, it wasn't as pleasant. And this kept happening again and again. And he realized, despite all the skill set that he possessed, all the knowledge, the experience, he was not able to create the results that he desired. Right. Now, if you feel stuck, now this word stuck is so loosely used. We often say, oh, I'm feeling stuck. I'm stuck here, Any situation, so many different contexts, and we use the word stuck. Right. So, one thing that I want to let you know is that when you say that you are stuck, you're not really stuck. Stuck means, you can't really move, you can't really do anything. आप अटक गए हो, आप फंस गए हो वहां पर. That's when you say I'm stuck. But in the workplace scenario, since we are talking about it, in the workplace scenario, when you say I am stuck, or in whatever profession that you are in, when you say I'm stuck, then I want you to look at, there is a pattern. There's some belief system which is playing, and there is a pattern that you are repeatedly running, and that makes you feel stuck. यू आर नॉट रियली स्टक, लाइक नोबडी, किसी ने आपको पकड़ नहीं लिया है फिजिकली, बांध नहीं दिया है कि आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो. यू आर एक्चुअली फ्री टू डू वट एवर यू वॉन्ट टू डू. बट when you say I'm stuck, you feel you have no access, or you do not take actions, right? And therefore you use the term I'm stuck. Now what you're actually doing is you are just running those specific patterns, which is happening unknowingly, by the way. आपको पता भी नहीं चलता, आप एक ही पैटर्न रन किए जा रहे हो. और वो पैटर्न, वो बिलीफ आपको certain behavior दे रहा है, which means you are behaving, acting in a certain standard manner. And obviously, when you are acting in that same manner, when you're behaving in that same manner, the results will not be any different. So, going back to this example that I started with, the leader who was sharing with me that he feels stuck in his career and he's not advancing, and every job, that's a recurring pattern, that he goes to a job, all is good, he does well, but by the time it ends, it's distressing. It is always very, very upsetting for him. He's not able to deliver. So जब एक तरह का पैटर्न चल रहा है, then you are actually running a pattern. And because you're running that pattern, for him also, he is doing, or he's acting in the same way, behaving in the same way, which leads to the same result. And therefore, every time he changes organization, he sees, I have that same experience, right? So when you feel the same thing or a flavor of it, you need to really get down to identifying what is that pattern that I'm running. क्योंकि आप कहीं पर एक certain way में act करते हो. Now it could be, for example, some certain situation that has come in. Maybe your boss has started, or your boss talks to you in a certain manner, and the moment he talks to you a certain manner, your pattern, you start running that same pattern. And let's say your behavior or your response to it is that you get shut down. Okay, or for example, um, the boss tells you that this one thing needs to be done in some other way. This is not how you do it, for example, right? And you have this pattern. You have this pattern where you say I'm not good enough. That pattern that you run again and again. Or when somebody is criticizing me, to me the meaning is I'm not good enough. And the moment I'm not good enough hits you, it gets activated, it gets triggered for you, the pattern gets triggered. Your learned behavior is that the behavior that you exhibit every time that belief is triggered, your learned behavior is you shut down, because you feel I'm not good enough, so anything that I say will be a mess. It'll deepen that pain, so let me just get quiet. And you do that. Right now, this is just an example, right? So when every time anything that happens outside, every time your boss does something or somebody else does something, or anybody tells you how something should be done or should not be done, if you get activated, your pattern gets triggered, you rerun that pattern, then you are going to behave in that same manner, which is shut down. And over time, when you are running that pattern again and again, again and again, again and again, what is the result? The result is going to be not desirable. Not desirable, because people we may start to feel that he shuts down, he's not responsive, he doesn't really improve, he doesn't do much, he doesn't discuss, etc., etc. And you are shut because you're running that pattern, and therefore you're behaving the way you do. And what happens when you get those results which are not desirable, which means people think a certain way about you, and that gap starts to increase, and over time you feel, oh god, I'm not enjoying this, I don't like this. So something initially which was good for you, which was enjoyable for you, but over time, because you are carrying a certain pattern, and by the way, this pattern you've been playing, you've been running even in other areas, maybe in your previous organization, even at your home. So when your parents say something to you, when your spouse says something to you, this is not working or this is not good, maybe you shut down there also. You do it everywhere. The pattern, the belief impacts you everywhere, right? But the whole idea is at the core, there is some pattern that you're running and running and running, right? So that's one aspect perspective I wanted to share with you. I want you to really look into it. Every time that you feel you are stuck in your career, you are not advancing, you're not really stuck. You're not stuck, you are only stuck with that pattern. Okay, and if you want different result, listen to this, if you want different result, then there has to be a change in action, behavior. And a change in action and behavior will only happen when you change the pattern that you are running, because the pattern or your belief is actually giving you your actions. और अगर आपने उस पैटर्न को आइडेंटिफाई नहीं किया, सो बाय द वे दैट पैटर्न यू रनिंग सबकॉन्शियसली अननोइंगली, लेकिन अगर उसको आइडेंटिफाई नहीं किया तो आप उसी पैटर्न को रन करते चले जा रहे हो, वो आपको वैसे ही बिहेव करवा रहा है, और जब आप वैसे ही बिहेव कर रहे हो, यू जस्ट बिहेविंग द सेम वे, देन देयर कैन नॉट बी डिफरेंट रिजल्ट्स एंड देयरफॉर यू फील स्टक. You feel you are not moving ahead or you're not advancing in your career. And this applies not just to your career, any situation that you feel you are stuck in, you think you are stuck in. Yeah. So that's one thing. Other thing that I want to share with you is that, you know, we get so sucked into, so focused on kya karu, what should I do, doing, should I do this, should I do that, should I not do this, should I not do that, the doing part of it, and we miss out on the being. How am I being? Okay, and what do I mean by being? By being is the kind of what is the kind of thought pattern, what are the thoughts that I'm entertaining, and those thoughts give me certain feelings, certain emotions, and that feeling, that emotion defines my way of being. And the way I am being, right, which comes from my state of mind, that state of mind, that being is something I pay no attention to. I am only busy, oh, this is not working, tell me what needs to be done here. अच्छा अब और क्या करूं ताकि ये बदल जाए. Do. We are so desperate to figure out, somebody tell me what action needs to be changed, what action needs to be taken so that I can have different results. But what about the being? What about how you are being? Yeah, and that is very, very, very important. That stems from being okay, being relaxed, being in the moment, being still, taking time to just settle down, taking time to pause. आप अगर stuck feel करते हो, आप ये सोच रहे हो कि कहीं आगे नहीं बढ़ रहा हूँ, कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, क्या करूँ? You will see a lot of times you get desperate. This is not working. What's happening? You're constantly thinking. Relax. क्या करना है तो अपने आप आ जाएगा, पर क्या करना है डिफाइन हो रहा है आप यहां क्या रन कर रहे हो उससे. So if you're constantly stressed, if you're constantly anxious, if you're only thinking about doing, then that's what's happening. So you are rerunning those patterns again. It goes back to the whole thing. I am not good enough. I can't do this. I am stuck. This will never end. I don't know what to do. Will it ever change? And you go on and on and on and on. And that gives you that same feeling. Same feeling gives you same behaviors, and same behaviors gives you same results. And then you're wondering what. Now, if you can pause, if you can relax, if you can be okay with ये जैसा है वैसा रहने देता हूं. I'm not advancing, I'm stuck, it's okay, let it be. But can I just pause and just be in this moment? Can I just relax? Can I just be still? And I'm saying this, it's not as easy, you know. I understand that. Like this morning only, I caught myself. I was doing my meditation and I was focusing on some area for which I'm seeking an access, some area where I need an access. And I was just, the whole idea was to sit down, relax, and just be in that moment. But I caught myself getting slightly desperate Universe is not giving me any cues. What is the axis? Why am I not getting something? And that's a trap. So the moment I got into that mode, I missed out on the whole thing. I mean, I am not even there in that moment. I'm not experiencing that moment as is. I've lost that experience. I'm just seeking or craving for मुझे बस बता दे, मुझे कोई access मिल जाए. Because we so quickly want to arrive at something. Tell me. That's the craving. I want to figure out. I want to get the access. I want to get certainty. But all I'm saying is, can I just be okay, have no expectations, and just be in that moment? Just relax, experience that moment. What access will I get or not get? Can I just leave it aside? And I can tell you, guarantee, I can promise you, if you can just be there, if you can just focus on being, just being, forget the doing part of it, it'll open up a whole new world for you. It's happened with me. The moment I have surrendered, the moment I have just let go, let be, and I've just been there, it's been amazing. So that's yet another aspect perspective that I wanted to share. The first one being, where you are running a pattern, you're doing it again and again, again and again. You have become, you're actually stuck with this pattern, a specific pattern, and that is why you feel stuck. So that was number one. You're running that pattern again and again. That pattern gives you a certain behavior, same behavior every time, therefore, same results. And you feel things are not moving, nothing is changing. So you're not really stuck, like that's just a mental block. You're not really stuck, it's just that you are stuck in a pattern. अगर आपने वो पैटर्न आइडेंटिफाई किया और उस पे काम किया, changing it, then your actions will change, your behavior will change, and when your actions and behavior change, your results are going to change. You'll move ahead, you'll see that shift happening. Yeah, so that's in your hands. That only needs you to do the work. But the challenge is, most of the time people do not want to do the work. They think, okay, that's okay, no, that's not the thing. It's actually, maybe if I change the job, if I change the organization, then things will change. It's not really about me, it's about my boss, it's about this organization's culture, it's about my colleague. So it's not my problem. And despite having the best skill set, despite having all the knowledge, despite having everything, you feel stagnant, you feel you are stuck in that particular place, and it is very, very painful. So if you're not willing to do the work, let me tell you, things will not change. Yeah, so that's number one. And number two, what I shared with you was focusing on being. How are you being, rather than getting obsessed with doing. क्या करना है, क्या करना है, क्या करना है, क्या बदलूं, क्या एक्शन लूं, कैसे करूं कि चीजें बदल जाएं. So action result, action result, action result, that's all that we are focusing on. I'm just saying, how can I be, how am I being? Can I just be okay with being in this moment? Okay, I'm stuck, not advancing. Okay, let me just relax. Because when I relax, when I'm in the moment, when I'm still, things will start to open up. What is really happening, how am I feeling? And in my experience, the biggest realization that I've had so far in the work that I think I've done on myself is that everything without exception, everything is within. Any situation where I feel I need an access, I need a solution to it, if I may use the word, it all lies within. There is nothing outside. That goes without any exception. But the only challenge is that we are not willing to focus here. We want everything outside to change. We want those solutions outside. And when we don't get them outside, because nothing outside is in my control. So when we don't get them outside, we start sulking. We get in that mode of, oh my God, I'm miserable. My life is messed up. I don't know when it'll change. And that all the so-called mental health issues that happen is because we go on running those patterns again and again. But we are not willing to do the work. Yeah. So not advancing, feeling stuck in your career, feeling stuck in any situation, feeling stuck in your profession that you are into, whatever profession that you are in, is only about doing that work here. It's looking at identifying what is that pattern जो आप बार बार रन कर रहे हो. And the moment you start doing that, you will be able to actually see what's holding you back. आप ये देख पाओगे कि आपको क्या रोक रहा है. And I can guarantee you that it is phenomenal. But it's important that you make a choice of doing that work. The challenge is we take our lives so seriously, and I'm telling you because I do that so many times. I also get sucked into it, you know. We all do that. We get so sucked into the whole thing that agar ye nahi hua to kya hoga, ye bahut zaruri hai. I've heard lot of leaders say mere paas waqt nahi hai zyada, you know, I have to accomplish this. There are leaders who say I am late in life. तो हम अपने आप पर इतना सारा बोझ डाल देते हैं एज इफ लाइफ इज ओनली अबाउट दिस 1 2 3 थिंग्स. And because we get so serious about our lives, we miss out on enjoying, we miss out on having the fun, we miss out on the child that's within us doing crazy things for no reason. Because we start to be a certain way, basis the thoughts that we are entertaining, basis the patterns that we are running again and again, our behaviors turn around. So you will meet somebody 10 years later and you'll be like, oh my God, what has happened to him? Now tell me, the person that you see 10 years later, what has changed? I mean, the person is the same person. It's something here that has changed. It's just that the patterns he's running now. And as a result of the patterns, he's behaving the way he is behaving. But was he born like that? Are you born like that? Were you born like that? No. We were all born like crazy little creatures, jumping around here and there, having fun, taking life like as if nothing bothers us. And today, one thing in career is stuck and we are gone. We're like, oh my God, hell will break loose. And that's what I remind myself again and again. It's not a one time thing, let me tell you. ऐसा नहीं है कि आज मैंने अपने आप को ये बोला and done. This brain, we call it monkey brain, because every morning जब आप सो के उठते हो, पहला thought ही आता है, oh God, ये तो हो ही नहीं रहा है. ये कब होगा? ऐसा कैसे होगा? And then you work on your brain, you prime your brain, you bring it into that state of mind so that your day goes the way you want. अगर आप उसको छोड़ देते हो तो आप उस नेगेटिविटी में वापस चले जाते हो. आई एम श्योर ये होता होगा. So you've got to every day prime your brain, every day tell it again, train it that hey, no, stop, I'm not listening to you. You tell, right? And that's where you've got to train your brain, and that's where you've got to take that charge, that you set the tone for your day. And of course then you have your all the other things, your morning routine and your other things, and which will help you be a certain way, which will help you focus on your being rather than doing. Yeah. So just enjoy, take your life in a stride. You don't know if you're going to be alive tomorrow. I mean, I definitely pray for your long life, but the fact remains that we don't know we are alive the next moment also. But as you grow old, would you want to go with regrets that this is how I spent life, this is how I kept sulking, that I'm stuck? And yeah, I mean, that's a conscious choice that we have to make. While it is important, we all want to progress in our careers, we all have our aspirations, our dreams which we want to work towards. Yes, we want to do that. But alongside, what is the kind of life that I want to lead? What am I doing to myself? If I feel I'm stuck somewhere, what is it that I am doing to myself is the question. Because anyway you're going to come out of it, nothing is permanent. आप जिंदगी भर वहां नहीं रहने वाले हो उस spot में. पर वहां से निकल के कहाँ जाओगे, ये डिपेंड करेगा on how you are dealing with it today, how you are dealing with yourself today, how you are being today. Yep. So those were some of the thoughts that, as I was talking to this leader and when he shared this with me, I thought I just was reflecting on this and I wanted to share this with all of you here. So do let me know what do you think about it. Aapke kya experiences hain? What have you gone through? What are your thoughts on this? And I would really, really love to hear because it makes a huge impact when it's always about these live sessions are very, very important because we get to learn from each other. So it's not about me coming and talking, because that I can do. I can record a video and put it. So that's not what it is. But the whole idea is that I can hear from you all as well, and if there are some questions, if there's something which we can discuss on, that is what makes it worthwhile. Yeah. So I just hope this was valuable for all of you, those who are live. Thank you so much. I see some of you live, though I can't see who's live. But thank you so much for being here. And I see Kirti, Miraj, and Sinto that you joined. Thank you so much. Um, so do write into me, let me know your feedback, as well as if there's anything that you would want to talk about in the coming sessions, because every Sunday, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, we meet live here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And it's called Work on Workplace Relations with Aastha. So any aspect of your workplace relationships, and let me tell you, it boils down to your relationship with yourself. Today, also, what we spoke about, your career, if you're feeling stuck, not advancing, it actually boils down to your relationship with yourself, the pattern. What is it that you're running? How are you being? So it's all about you. Everything, for everything, you got to turn inward. Yeah. And it's very powerful, right? So my request would be, those of you who have been able to relate, if this resonates with you, okay, then go ahead and consider doing that work on yourself. Hi, Robin. Thank you so much. I believe this resonates with you. So thank you for giving that thumbs up. Yeah. So please do not shy away from taking up, that work. And I can tell you, we a lot of times do not want to confront, do not want to get into those areas of ours. They are all hidden, they are unexplored, and it's not as easy. So we say, let it be. This is too cumbersome. It takes too much of time. Tell me something quickly. This morning I had a master class, okay, and there were some corporate leaders who were there, and couple of questions that came in, that can you tell some quick tools how we can handle this situation and all. So we want those quick tips, tools. क्या कर लूं कि ये बदल जाएगा, क्या करूं कि ये रिलेशनशिप नेक्स्ट लेवल पे चला जाएगा. It's not about right or wrong, but we all want that. We want quick solutions, quick fixes. Life is so quick, we don't have the time. We feel, why to put in so much of effort? Give me something which can be done like this and I'm able to manage it very, very quickly. That's what we all want. But what I want to tell you here is, when you go slow and when you go deep, that's the I would say the most profound kind of work that you can do. If you really want to bring about a shift and live that life and enjoy every day at work, celebrate your work, then the only way is, you've got to go deep. You've got to do that work. Because when you try those quick fixes, they are very short lived. I'm not saying that those tools don't work. If they work, good for you. In my experience, those little things here and there that you try and do with your boss, with your colleague, with people around, so that you can have good relationships, they only work for so much time. They are very short lived, right? They can bring you little relief, but if you really want to have a powerful connect, if you want an amazing workplace experience, if you want to live very, very powerfully, meaningfully, then you've got to do that work. You should not shy away from going deeper, right? So that's my request. I say this to everybody. please go ahead and get on with doing that work. And yes, wherever you are, whichever city you are in, get yourself a coach and do that, because the work doesn't happen on your own. I mean, doesn't happen. In my experience, it doesn't happen on its own, because we get sucked into the same old behaviors, same old beliefs, right? Yep. So I hope this was meaningful. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for staying on. It means a lot. You spending your time and being here with me means a lot to me. Thank you. Really, really. Thank you so much. And thank you, Robin. Thank you for all those of you who are here. Lovely. And I'm going to see you next week, same time, Sunday, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Do come back. And hi, Kavya. Thank you so much for joining in. So do come back, and I'll see you next week. Have a great, great week ahead. Power packed. Sending you lots of love, lots of happiness for a lovely, lovely week ahead. Enjoy and take care. Okay, Miraj, are you still there? I see you. Such a pleasure to always have you. Thank you for always being there. It is such a pleasure to have you as part of my life. Yeah. Great. I'm glad that this resonated with you, Miraj, and you found this valuable. Thank you. Robin, I didn't get you. Are you saying something? Okay, great. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for staying on, and wishing you all the best. It's 2022, and the first month of the year. We are right into it. Let's make the most of it. Let's pledge to ourselves. Every session, this is one thing that I say: I am committed that this year is not going to be just like any other year. This is going to be my year, okay? And what have you decided? How have you decided to spend this year? Create this year for yourself. Is it going to be just like any other year, or is it going to be the year of your dreams, year of your desires, right? So you choose and then create it. It's not going to happen on its own. Are you committed to creating it or not? And that means every small bit of it, being aware, being conscious. Yeah. So go ahead, do that. I'm going to see you next week. Take care, all of you. Thank you. Thank you, Miraj. Thank you so much. And bye bye. Lots of love to all of you. Bye bye.